Well, it's official. The NDA has now been lifted. We can now show videos and screenshots from Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning. I have a couple of characters that I've been messing around with, but for the most part I've been playing a disciple of Khaine. So first, let's look at a couple of different things. This is a sorcerer. We got a zealot. Got an engineer. Nice big wrench there. There's a squig herder. We got a white lion. Pretty evil looking for a high elf, huh? You got your marauder. So let's look at the character create screen real quick. Some of you might remember the character select screen that they showed a while back that was looping. And this is nothing like that, of course. So let's see, let's make a bright wizard. Let's see what a bright wizard might look like. Here's your bright wizard. It can be male or female. Let's make a male. Here's some of the different randomization options. Got nice tattoos, various facial hairs, nice flaming eyes. It's pretty crazy. These guys are pretty nasty on the battlefield. I'll probably make an RVR video after this, so that you guys can check out what a keep siege will be like. Alright, so let's get into this Disciple of Khaine and have a look. Nice little loading screen here. Tells you a little bit about the area that you're going into, and has a little scrolling tip screen that gives you a different tip each time. Not too useful, but I've seen worse loading screens for sure. Alright, so this is Broken Blade. It's a town in El Rion, I think is how you pronounce it. This is one of the areas that is formerly High Elf that is now being sieged by the Dark Elves. And in the earlier parts of the tiers, this is tier 3, in the earlier tiers you'll notice that it looks more like Dark Elf territory. The giant cities, the arcs, crashed into High Elf territory there long ago, and so there's a lot more Dark Elf architecture and things like that. And here you're going to find a lot more of the architecture is actually High Elf, and there's actually, you can see High Elves and Dark Elves are all around each other right now. This is the front lines of their battle. And here we have some NPCs fighting each other. A High Elf on horseback, fighting some Dark Elves with crossbows. So, Disciple of Khaine. Essentially melee assisting class with support capabilities. Let's kill this steed. So, some of the capabilities this class has is to be able to steal health from the enemy. I can heal myself with a heal over time spell. It's an instant cast, so it can be cast during combat. He also has some buff abilities. Here's a buff that increases armor for everybody in the group. Here's another one that has a 20% chance to cripple anyone that they damage for people in the group. It'll also do 147 spirit damage over 9 seconds. Here's another one that seems a little bit off because it's got a 20% chance to deal an additional 0 spirit damage and heal themselves for an equal amount, which to me, I'm not sure what that means, but I think it means that whatever your melee damage is going to be will be how much it heals you for, or whatever your spell damage is. So they're like procs if you're familiar with Dark Age Camelot. So I got some abilities that actually debuff strength and buff my strength in return, as well as just some basic life tap, melee, things like that. So I'm level 18 right now. Oh look, I just got a belt. It's a belt for a marauder. So as you can see, there's loot that comes out of this area that is for classes in complete other zones like Chaos, Greenskins. So I'm a butcher on this character, and I just butchered that unicorn. So this is pretty much what it kind of looks like. Here's the backpack looks like. You can use it as a list or as icons. You also have a quest backpack, so there's no more carrying those pesky quest items in your main inventory, which is very nice. And here we have my character screen, the paper doll. Right now, for some reason, helms all look like the dwarven helm. These are all charms, jewelry, accessories. Also have, here's my belt, boots, gloves, chest piece, cloak, shoulders, helm, sword, bow slot. You can wear your standard here. Pockets, not sure what you could do with pockets. And then these are the trophy slots, which you'll be able to actually adjust your trophy. I have a brag. You can earn these as well. And I clicked on myself 100 times, so I got bragging rights of ow my eye for some reason. I don't know if that's really anything to brag about. So this concludes sort of an intro to what the mid-range Tier 3 starting out area is going to be like, and give you an idea. Ooh, here's another thing that's pretty interesting before we go. That is the gate that leads from the Dark Elf, High Elf kind of area. It's a pretty fucking big gate. There's also an area like this in PvP between 2 and 3, and it's pretty crazy to go PvP and kill some enemies underneath this giant archway. It's pretty much the biggest gate I've ever seen in any game so far, and maybe you guys have seen something bigger, I don't know. But as you can see, very large. Alright, so this concludes the first of my mini videos that kind of talk about Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning.